Hello YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are looking at Power Girl Returns from DC Comics. Yeah, let me read you the back of the book real quick. With new powers and a new mission, Power Girl faces a challenge unlike any she's experienced before. With Omen's guidance, Power Girl now strives to battle demons, literal and figurative, lurking within the minds of some of the greatest superheroes in the DC universe. But the nefarious Johnny Sorrow has been searching for a connection to Earth Zero, and the superheroine's work might unwittingly give him the means to make their world his personal stage. Can Power Girl and her estranged superfamily bring down the curtain on Sorrow's evil plans? And at what cost? Even her dreams can't give her refuge, not when Power Girl ends up trapped in a nightmare sent by a major threat from her past. Collect stories from Lazarus Planet Assault on Krypton number 1, Action Comics number 1051 through 1053, Power Girl Special number 1, and Night Terrors Action Comics numbers 1 and 2. Okay, so here's a fun fact. I'm a huge Power Girl fan. I like her more than Supergirl. She's like a more experienced, edgier Supergirl. I really do like her a lot. But every single time I tell someone I like Power Girl, they're always like, oh wow, what, because she has big boobs? What? No! First off, basically every superheroine has an insane body, so it's just that comic boob window. And I have seen other books attempt to explain it away. I think it was like a Superman Batman title or something where she told Superman she has that hole in her chest, or a hole in her costume, because she wanted to have a symbol like his, but she never decided on one, so it's just a big hole that exposes her breastises. But why wouldn't it just be white fabric? Hey, why wouldn't it just be white fabric? And this book, you see here, is written by a woman. Leah Williams, Marguerite Sauvage, Vasco Georgiev, largely female creative team on this book. And in this one, it explains that she has that because when she's doing all her superhero action stuff, her boobs get sweaty. And it aerates her boobs. And that's like an actual explanation that makes sense. This is why you got to have the ladies writing the ladies. You know what I mean? Anyway, there really is, there are a lot of people on this book because it's just a lot of stuff together. Leah Williams, Marguerite Sauvage, Vasco Georgiev, as I already said, Alex Guimarães, Becky Carey, etc. A lot of people on this book. But first up, we see that she's kind of like trapped in her own mind. This Lazarus stuff has gotten to her. I haven't read Lazarus Planet, unfortunately. I need to because there seems to be a ton of fallout from it in a lot of books. But she has to face like all this stuff in her mind, and it turns out that the Lazarus Planet event kind of gave her some psychic powers, and she ended up in Omen's mind. And if you don't know who Omen is, she is a very underrated Titan. Like, everyone knows all the other Titans. Oh, Nightwing, Donna Troy, The Flash, Beast Boy. And then it's like, Omen's there. And I really like Omen in this book because she had a lot of insecurities and stuff over the years. And it seems like she's really come into her own in this book. I'm very behind on Titans, so I'm behind on Omen. But she's much more confident in this, and she's kind of like a psychic superhero therapist who uses her psychic powers to give superheroes therapy. And Power Girl, now that she has psionic powers as well, is going to work with Omen, and Omen's going to like help guide her and help her learn about these psychic powers. But also, she is a Kryptonian, so visually she like punches her way into people's psyches. She punches through this like kind of metaphysical wall. It's very interesting. And then she, I'm gonna get these kind of new outfits, which are basically the same outfit but different colors. And Power Girls has the boob window. But yeah, I like both their new outfits actually. Power Girl, because one, they match, which is good. Not color wise, but stylistically, which is good because they are a team now. And also, this new look for Power Girl, where she has a jacket instead of a cape, kind of helps her match the kind of new Super Family aesthetic. Even though she specifically told Superman that she didn't want to be a part of the Superman family and not to call her. Yeah, she like told the Super Family that she didn't want to be included in the Super Family, and then she spends the whole book being mad at the Super Family for not including her. Yeah, so she has a lot of stuff she needs to work through, therapy-wise. But you also had Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Beast Boy took a bullet to the face from Deathstroke, and so now Beast Boy's he's had physical and mental brain damage, and he's stuck in the form of a calf. And Nightwing brings him, and Power Girl goes in, and there's like his connection to the red in there. Something's wrong with it. He's not connecting to it properly. And they are able to help him kind of be able to shape back and stuff. And then Supergirl shows up. And Power Girl is her Earth 2 counterpart, and there's a lot of tension there. A lot of tension. They go into Supergirl's mind, and Supergirl's problem is she's speaking this language that's like not a language. She can't speak. But then it turns out that she was kind of being targeted by somebody, and it's a mystery unless you read the back of the book. This is why I never read the backs of the books before I read the comic anymore. Johnny Sorrow is a reveal that's built up to. You don't know who the villain is. And then it's revealed to be Johnny Sorrow. But if you read the back of the book before you read the book, it just straight up tells you who the villain is. And then all the suspense is null and void. Anyway, they go into Jonathan Kent, Superman's mind. He looks weird without a cape. I'm just going to say it. He needs a cape. They go into his mind, and Power Girl accidentally ends up dragging Johnny Sorrow from Earth 2 into this regular Earth. And he can kind of see all the anger and sadness and loneliness in Power Girl, which makes him kind of attracted to her. And he's creating this kind of mental world that he wants to trap everybody in. And he says he'll leave him alone if Power Girl just comes with him. But she doesn't. Of course, they are able to defeat Johnny Sorrow, even though we kind of get a cool deep dive. He has like these 4 horsemen, 2 of which look very cool. And we see that Power Girl does have a lot of trauma to work through, and she kind of ends up putting things up front. She's like, yeah, I want to work through this. I want to trust people more. She has kind of these abandonment issues. She doesn't let anyone get close because she thinks she's going to be abandoned, because she has these issues from her parents putting her in a pod and launching her off, and them staying to die and leaving her alone. And like, from a logical perspective, they gave their lives to save her, but from an emotional perspective, you kind of can see where she's coming from. Also, Supergirl gives her cat. Supergirl's cat just decided that she wanted to live with Power Girl, and so now she does. And it's like, why? Like, I like this book. It's good. It's incredibly colorful. It has great art. I love how colorful it is and interesting visually, but why does the cat want to live with her? Really? Anyway, then we see Power Girl trapped in nightmares, and she has nightmares about her parents abandoning her, and the only person wanting her being this, like, psychopath boyfriend that she's never met, and all these other nightmares compounding on each other. Some of them are Omen betraying her, and forcing her to like do all this stuff publicly, and but it's also done in a way where it seems like her spacecraft that she came to Earth in is actually doing this to her. But it's not, because it's a Night Terrors tie-in. So it's not that, but she keeps like dying and stuff in these dreams and then waking up. And eventually she does wake up out of it, but I mean, it doesn't really add anything to Night Terrors. And it might have been a lot more interesting if the entire story before it wasn't already examining these same things. So a lot of the stuff we see, her insecurities and fears, are all things that we just saw explored much better in the previous story in this same book. Yeah. But we do kind of see that her computer is coming back to life and like possesses a hermit crab and then a sailor, and it's coming to get her. But yeah, there's also a big variant cover gallery, that's always fun. And it is a good book. I like it. The Night Terrors tie-in adds nothing. I can see how... I haven't read many Night Terrors tie-ins. In fact, this is the only one I have read. I actually stopped reading this, read Night Terrors, and then came back and finished this. But yeah, Power Girl Returns from 2023, Leah Williams. It's good. The Night Terror stuff felt forced because, once again, it was just an exploration of the same things as the rest of the book. And yeah, once again, I can see that working well for characters that get those tie-ins that weren't exploring those things, but this book was already exploring that very same thing. So the Nightmares tie-in almost seems pointless, but I guess they wanted Nightmares tie-ins for Action Comics and didn't want to do it with Superman, so there you go. But the actual main Power Girl story in this is pretty good, and I do highly recommend it. But that is it for Power Girl Returns. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.